Hi, and thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to spend time on my YouTube channel. My name is Amanda, as some of you may already know, but some may not know, and that's why I will also explain what we're here to do today. Today we are going to do food diary with Amanda, and for the new people here, for our newbies into the family, we basically just talk about our food experiences in our lives. I'm talking personal, I'm talking up close about what I have done with food, what I've experienced because of food. But that doesn't stop you from also telling us exactly what your experience with food is. All you have to do is get down to the comment section under this video and then tell us what you have experienced. Let's also, see a different side of food. You can't be listening to Amanda's side only. I mean, I know there is a Trina's side, I know there is a Pauline side, I know there is a Brian side. So would like to hear from you also. If you haven't subscribed yet, you are lagging behind. So you had better do that. Just click on the subscribe button, and yeah, you'll be sure to get all our videos that we upload especially for you. So today on our food diary with Amanda series, we are going to be doing a food diary note which is titled Sign of Maturity. All right, so I'm going to get into it. I hope you enjoy it. When I was younger, aspiring to be among the youth, I couldn't stand water. Juice, of course, was always my first love. Then milk and tea would grapple for space to get past my throat, on the forceful orders of my old folks, of course. Water never really crossed my mind. But when I reached university, my financial planning was left to me, so I could prove my adulthood. Moreover, on a seriously shoestring handout, which you were never allowed to dare complain about, lest it's withdrawn from your ungrateful self altogether. Since my handout could not allow the luxury of juice, which somehow catered for my hydration needs previously, I lived in denial for a bit until I couldn't no more. The body started to give in. Dry, cracked lips, dizzy spells, which were also worsened by the full day's lecture program that I was on. Grumpiness sometimes over really trivial things, and not forgetting the itchy dryness in my throat, and that escorted the thirst. All those things bothered me. My only way out was to drink the super accessible, no cost and plenteous water. I think water was part of the beginning of my journey to growing up. Drinking water amply surely must be a sign of maturity. Yes, so that was a sign of maturity. And where did this come from? Well, as I was writing this, I was being, as usual, extremely honest with myself and with you guys, because I definitely write for others to see and reflect also, just the way I would do the same from someone else's writing. Anyway, so here I was basically just thinking about my journey with water. I have never really been a fan of water. I never was, actually, because now I am a fan, but I never was. It was so hard for me to even think of drinking water. If I was drinking water, it's maybe because there was nothing else to eat at that point in time. Maybe I was broke. Maybe I've just been forced. I was just forced by my parents at that time, because maybe there's nothing in the house to eat, and so they're saying you better drink water. And my dad had this rule that said, before you leave the house, no matter what the situation is like in the house, as long as you're leaving the house, whether you're going to school or church or whatever the case is, you have to have had something in your mouth. At least make sure you've drunk water. So sometimes when there was nothing left to eat in the house, you'd just be forced to drink that water because of that rule that was passed down to us in the family. Yeah, so water was not something that I took seriously, took for health, and it wasn't something that I was, making a part of my daily routine. And therefore, of course, all the dreadful things started to happen along the way. And the thing with healthy eating or healthy drinking is it gives you chance. The effects don't come on instantly, but with time you start to see how much you have built up, how much maybe toxicity you've built up, or maybe how much deficiency you've built up, or how much baggage you have built up in your body system. And so you start to see the results later. So it gives you chance, and I like the fact that God created the system that way. It gives you a chance to reflect, to think, to try and change. And if you don't, then ultimately you just have to be forced to change because of the dreadful signs or symptoms that you'll feel. So I started to have dry lips all the time. My very nice thick hair was starting to become a little brittle and also breaking so much. What else? My skin was also starting to get dry. Me who had this glowy skin on the cheeks and everything, it was starting to get drier. And then I started to really feel, before I would not care about feeling thirsty, maybe because I had juice most of the time at home. But when you're not home and you have to fend for yourself, then you start to think twice about where you are spending. So at some point I just had to learn that, you know what, water, first of all, is a lifesaver because it is extremely cheap, and you don't have to buy it really. You could just boil it at home and then have a constant supply of water. So it was really cheap, but also on top of that, I started to learn that it's medicine. It actually counters all these other things that would affect how you look, actually also affect how you feel, because when you're for some reason, when you're not hydrated, there is that grumpiness you have. Your mood swings are more on an all-time high than when you have drunk water. I guess water has a way of moderating or regulating our chemical balances in the body system, and therefore you're able to actually keep the hormones directed to where they're supposed to be, aiming for action. Your enzymes are also doing the same. So everything is being transported to where it's supposed to be, or everything is being signaled to where it's supposed to be, and therefore, you're not grumpy, you're not in a sorry state, in other words, or your body system is functioning well. So I had to learn to drink water. And you know how they say, when we are younger, not how they say, but when we're younger, we don't really think about what's right, what's wrong. We just want to do what we feel. But as you grow older, you get to realize that having a particular routine or having habits that you create that are healthy actually are very rewarding with time. And so I feel like for someone who actually drinks their water and makes sure that they drink it adequately, are definitely part of the people that we can say have matured, because then they have gotten to the point where they think about their choices, and they have gotten to the point where they know what's good for them. They've gotten to the point where they choose what's good for them, and so that definitely should be a sign of maturity. Being responsible for yourself, which includes loving yourself, which includes doing good for yourself, which includes doing good even for the people that will come after you or the people next to you. I'm sure those that don't love water could probably be having issues with body smells also. So I definitely think if you are choosing right habits, you are responsible and therefore mature, no matter your age. Mature for could be for your age, or just mature enough for your age. So yeah, let's drink water, guys. Let's be mature enough to care for ourselves, to cater to ourselves, and even the people that will come after us, or the people that are around us. So, and that was it for today. Just seeing how we should be cleaning up after ourselves. We should be responsible for ourselves, and if you have young ones, they'll definitely learn from you. I didn't know that I was learning from my dad that drinking water is supposed to be done every single day, but I actually was. And now when I get to reflect on how he brought that concept into our heads as young children, it totally makes sense now. So I think we should start with our young ones also. try and focus them onto what healthy habits are, guide them through so they know what they're doing, and they take it on even in their adult life. So that was it for today. Food Diary with Amanda is done. See you tomorrow with something else, hopefully. And yeah, once again, thank you for being here. You are awesome for just being here. Until tomorrow, when we do something else, remember, good food is the root of a happy body. So remember to eat good food for yourself. Until then, cheers.